Bada bing, bada boom, bada bay. What is up, buckaroos? It's me. I have been on a binge as I've only just beaten Super Mario Kart World's Special Cup. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's gonna sit on my desk, loading as I commentate tonight's show. But as it stands, we're popping, we're locking, ready for a big night of action. The quadruple effect of bouts here tonight, where we're going one step closer to the end of the tournament. I know, hard to believe. Week 2, we're going to be rounding out. So close to ending it. And yeah, it's going to be pretty dope, to say the least. I thought I muted that anyway. Let me turn that off. But yeah, we're going towards that. I need to go sort something real quick, and then I'll be back for it. But you get to look at the first match for tonight's show. Do you know, I should really get some music for the Road to the Showdown. But again, that requires time and effort. Hello. If you're unaware of what's going on, we are only just beginning the road to this showdown. It's a Thursday night with 4 bouts on the docket, as the Teal League will kick off the action. Miss Roxanne Perez taking... That's wrong. That is the wrong graphic. Why am I like this? Wait, what? That's because it's these matches. The first matchup tonight is The Rock taking on AJ Styles. They're tomorrow's matches. Spoiler alert. Yeah, Rock AJ. Bit of a brawl there. We then go to the rubber match. Bout 3 between these two. Here in IPW, it's Will Ospreay taking on Shawn Michaels. From there, Julia takes on Michelle McCool. That's going to be an absolute belter of a battle. And then finally, to round out the evening, our main event, Little Miss Bliss taking on Rhea Bloody Ripley. With that, we move over to the opener for tonight. A singles bout between two greats of the game. The Phenomenal One and the People's Champ. Let's get into this first bout of the evening. In the Green League, set to deliver a high standard. Dwayne looking to go undefeated 3 rounds through this tournament. And AJ looking for his first taste of points in this division.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Phenomenal by name. His performance, however, is not so far in this tournament. Suffering heavy losses in his bouts. We've seen him struggle in the opening day against the Demon. And then in round number 2, a losing affair to... Who did he face? To Bron Breakker. Now, he goes up against the guy in the top spot. A young...
And his opponent from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 275 pounds, The Rock!
A different look tonight from The Rock. A man that would have been fighting in this era a very young AJ. Probably WCW / early eras of TNA kind of AJ Styles. And that is such a difference in looks, in pathways through life. AJ making a living off the indies during this time, becoming a New Japan legend, to then finally make it here to WWE. Meanwhile, The Rock, his career trajectory just skyrocketed from this moment on, taking Hollywood by storm, becoming the highest grossing actor, I believe. It's such an impressive resume. But who will pick up the victory tonight? Our opening bout is underway, and AJ, quick out the gates, just taking the leg out from The Rock. These two great veterans of the game tying up here. And you really have to appreciate their careers as to what we have gotten from them. Now, AJ obviously here tonight, wanting to get going in the run towards the showdown. Unable to pick up any points so far. His real struggling point has just been converting the mid stages of the match into victory, because as he's doing right now, he has controlled the early stages of bouts. It's once he locks in, say, the calf killer, the tides turn in favor of his opponent. But that is something we'll have to see, whether or not it's a repeat affair here tonight for him. But Styles and The Rock, I'd say on paper The Rock's favored every day of the week. But AJ, he's got that knack in him to just show up and pop the hell off. Speaking of popping the hell off, The Rock taunting for the crowd, setting up AJ for something here. An Irish whip, up and down, it's a power slam. We saw plenty of them yesterday from both Samoa Joe and Randall Keith Orton. An epic bout. A couple of epic bouts there that we saw that made tonight's matches a little bit more interesting. Obviously, with The Rock, if he's to lose tonight, the Demon still sits in top spot after his impressive victory yesterday. And after that, it's then down to Kenny Omega, who I believe will be competing tomorrow. Indeed he is, just checking my schedule. That will, if Kenny is to win, he will take control of the division. There's no ifs or buts about it. Anyway, as we turn our attention to this match, referee Kevin watching on as The Rock locking in the sharpshooter here tonight. This could be potentially game-changing as AJ grabs the ankle, breaks the hold, gets to a vertical base here against Rocky. Nice arm drag takedown. And AJ is starting to realistically find his footing in this match. Dwayne, very tall in comparison to AJ. You don't realize how small AJ is in comparison to some of these stars. But right now, size really doesn't matter as that flatliner. Very effective in connection. AJ continued to apply the pressure. That was a variation of that phenomenal forearm. It was more of a sliding forearm and a high elevated strike. AJ into the pin, looking for the victory here. Rocky able to kick out, not really phased by it. This is a very interesting affair as AJ utilizing the outside environment to his advantage. AJ really, in my opinion, if he were to get a countout victory, while I'm not saying it's optimal, it isn't a bad result for him, considering his current standings. As Dwayne looking for a roll-up, has AJ pinned down. A 2 count comes through. AJ's back to his feet though. Grabs a hold of Dwayne, puts him on the ropes. And clubbing shots to the spine. Followed up. Rock catches him on the third one. And then through with a rock bottom. Planting AJ. Down for the count. The Brahma Bull so close to securing the dub. and getting up to 9 points, but tonight it's not enough just yet. AJ still fighting, but maybe he's concerned about what he goes for here, Styles. He's not really gone for a signature. That calf crusher not been utilized. Maybe wary of the effects it has on the match. And it's costing him, really. As The Rock has just been laying the smackdown on him as another sharp shooter locked in deep. Center of the ring. AJ forced to break it. Manages to do so. A kick to the gut. AJ coming through. Nice twisting of the dime there. AJ sizing The Rock up right now. Pop up. Oh my word. Has him locked up. Styles clash. Into the pin he goes. 1, 2. So nearly the victory Styles was after. Can't get the job done just yet. Maybe it's wise to just go straight for the Styles Clash instead of a signature piece of offense from Styles. Just really pump the tempo. He's in for another cover here, but it's a quick kick out from The Rock. Now, with, another sharp shooter inbound. The Rock trying to force AJ to tap. Does not do so again. It's 3 times through with that submission. Falling short every time. AJ really living up to the affair, but can he survive this? The elbow pads come down. The little jib and a jive as the people's elbow misses. AJ avoids it. But he cannot avoid a rock bottom for the second time. Into the pin goes Dwayne, and he's up to 9. A classy performance from The Rock here tonight. Cementing himself 9 points atop of this league. Firm favorite now in most people's mind to take this division and qualify as first seed into the live event. That is certainly something we're gonna have to look forward to very, very soon. Round 2 done. Sorry, round 4. Round 3, sorry, I can't count. Round 3 done and dusted for Dwayne. 4 rounds remain for him. Could he get the perfect 21? We will have to find out as this tournament ramps up towards its climax. A great effort from The Rock here tonight. Unfortunate for AJ.
Here is your winner, The Rock!
As polar opposites of the table clash tonight, and the expected outcome came through. The Rock smelling what the crowd has for him as the eyebrow goes up in victory. A great opener for tonight. Now in the books. We move now to the second men's matchup of the evening. It's a match we've seen several times in the main event scene here in IPW. The undisputed world champions collide as Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, the stopper, takes on Will Ospreay. These two love to put on a show, but only one can walk away with some nice, valuable points over the other. We will find out now who will be doing so. A bout for the ages in front of us. These two stars know they need to give it their all. As the Heartbreak Kids theme fills the arena.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 227 pounds, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Michaels with his modern day look and feel. The Heartbreak Kid, the showstopper, the man with many names realistically in wrestling. Here to put an end to, well, he's kind of here to prove that he is better than Will Ospreay. As Ospreay and him tied basically 1-1 in their matchups together. What doesn't help is the last time out that these two faced each other was a triple threat bout where Samoa Joe walked away with the title. That really did not help either man.
And his opponent from England, weighing in at 220 pounds, Will Ospreay.
Ospreay tonight bringing that British look, feel, elevation to the game as he is elevated to a new level here in this tournament. This pink league right now could be his to control if he can beat his rival for the 3 points. He would then sit alongside the tribal chief, who will face Ospreay. And so I'm looking at my handy dandy schedule. It is legitimately, I don't know. They will face off sometime. I hope. Oh my word. They will face off next week, No? When do they face off? My records. I'm trying to find it, but anywho, let's focus in on this match. Michaels trying to school Ospreay here. As back and forth begins. Ospreay currently dealing with Michaels pretty well. Nice up and down, head to the takedown. Bringing Michaels off his feet. That was such a pretty maneuver. A kick to the gut as well. Oh. How did I not realize this? Next week, Ospreay will face Roman Reigns in the match of the week. What's more impressive, he's going back-to-back nights. How I've managed to book that, I don't know. But I will look at the record as to why that's happened. But this is touted to be an epic bout. Regardless. DDT coming in from Michaels, nip up from Ospreay, but he's caught with a moonsault. Michaels well aware of what Ospreay is wanting. And a pinfall attempt coming through. We've seen quite a few of them from Michaels in the early going. Really trying to just wear down Ospreay. Not allow him to go flying around the ring as the wily veteran controlling the ring general status he possesses on full display. But Ospreay right now, his shot's called up across the top turnbuckle, cannot connect onto Michaels, who's now taking a trip up top. High Rent District, and the splash misses. Ospreay looking to capitalize. Has Michaels up into the powerbomb position, but Shawn fights out of the grasp. Up and down with the elbow. And that classic nip up from Michaels gets him a 2 count. Shawn closing in on victory maybe as he's tuning up the band. The super kick, the sweet chin music misses. Ospreay connects with the basement dropkick. Springboard moonsault misses. Michaels matching him. Reversal for reversal, but the big shot, that super kick, that sweet chin music missing or batted away by Ospreay. Keeps the aerial assassin in the game. Michaels may need to reload for that shot once again. As Ospreay can bide his time, wait, allow Michaels to burn all his energy, and then strike. It's the battle of the basically champions here. Both at a period of time have controlled IPW. Both have serviced as respected champions. Michaels one step better than Ospreay as a 2-time undisputed World Heavyweight Champion. Ospreay really wanting to reach Michaels' level and have that same title. But as Michaels is sizing Ospreay up, the sweet chin music connects the pinfall through. Ospreay in trouble. He could be knocked out. No. Michaels unable to get the dub just yet as Ospreay resilient as ever. Picked up onto the shoulders. It's a mirroring of the earlier stage of the match. Ospreay fights out the powerbomb position, similar to what Michaels did. But at this iteration, Michaels still maintaining control as Ospreay, he's sneaking a victory maybe here. The roll up, it's reversed. Michaels on top. 2 count. No. So nearly to 3. A nip up from Ospreay to stay alive, but he's caught cross-bodied and taken down. Michaels is here to show his dominance. Another big time strike connects from Michaels as he nips up. Now drops the elbow. As for the 3rd time, the band's tuned, but it's caught. The step up enziguri cannot be stopped though, as Michaels' springboard moonsault missing. Neither man can land that aerial offense. That taste of the sky and that crash landing being felt every time. Michaels has been bloodied as Ospreay thriving on the pressure he's been put under, but Shawn continuing to apply it, starting to be difficult to overcome as the band for the 4th time, tuned, ready, and connecting. Sweet chin music gives Michaels the victory. His demons are surpassed as Ospreay is matched by Michaels on 6 points. That is what I like to call a shock factor result. Speaking of shock factors, our third bout of the evening is going to be epic. I'm really looking forward to a potentially shocking result. As we've said it nearly every day this week, and the last time we were here in round 2, everyone's just beating anyone. And it's so close that top 4 is not guaranteed yet for anyone. Bar to say maybe The Rock. As we watch out these replays, Michaels and Ospreay sat 6 points apiece. Could this be a clash at the Showdown?
Here is your winner, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
As we don't really control what's to come towards the Showdown. In terms of the live matches on that show, we're really in for the long haul, because let's be honest, anyone could be on that card for night 1 and 2. Don't forget, the Showdown is the 5th and 6th of July. Both nights going to be filled to the brim with action, at least 8 bouts each night, to be honest. With some pretty hefty impact on IPW to follow it. I do know I've been hearing the grumblings from IPW management as to what's happening with the show and how it's going to affect the company moving forward. And the rumblings that I've been hearing sound very, very juicy. Speaking of juicy, let's turn our attention to this women's match. Why did I say that? That was my transitional affair. But speaking of transitional affairs, it's moving swiftly into the Teal League. It's Julia versus Michelle McCool. I'm really looking forward to this, because I don't know who I'm backing, really. Usually you can lay a bet on your favorite. Here in San Jose, I cannot, as I rate both these women in their wrestling pedigree. But wrestling pedigree is not everything that matters. Sometimes it comes down to pure luck.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Tokyo, Japan, Julia.
And pure luck might be something Julia needs here to deal with Michelle McCool. McCool, a win tonight ties her atop of the league. A loss, and well, Julia ties her in the standings. There's only one woman right now in the Teal League we know is dominant and is realistically going to the Showdown regardless. It is our world champion Fallon Henley. But everyone is competitive in this Gold League. We've seen points secured by every single woman. It is interesting that every league, bar the Green League, has points on every superstar.
And her opponent from Palatka, Florida, Michelle McCool.
Now, you see at first, I thought it was just me being an idiot and not understanding that this tournament was going to be this close. And well, as a whole, this Teal League is surprising. No, not for the fact that our world champion is dominating, but for the woman who is chasing her. Michelle McCool. In the matches that we saw prior to this tournament of her, she fell short several times. But she has that knack of bouncing back in tonight. She's showcasing her worth here in IPW. Second in the league. Beating the likes of Roxanne Perez, a former television champion, as well as Lyra Valkyria. Granted, a woman that's been difficult to really judge in the tournament. But yet, she's beaten some top stars. I'd say people that have showcased solid worth here in IPW. Tonight, she's going up against someone that she fought at Locked In, I believe. They were both in the chamber. I don't know if they really remember if they really squared off in that matchup, but Michelle McCool here getting beaten pretty badly by Julia as they tie up once again. Forced into the corner. McCool overpowering Japanese sensation, and then a cheap shot follows suit, and the crowd letting McCool know it. A strong chorus of boos filling the arena. And this is something that's interesting about McCool. During her actual main career, very much a heel throughout the entirety of it. Never really had a chance to shine as a babyface. But when she came back in the Royal Rumbles and competing now, you'd expect her to be babyface. A legend of the game, that's for certain. Going up against someone who you'd also consider a legend as Julia, rolling up McCool, trying to sneak the dub. Can't do so just yet. McCool fighting out of it, but caught again with an Irish whip. Julia connects big time forearm there, dropping the Hall of Famer. These two women really, you expect them to come to blows, explosive action every stage of the way. And Julia is very solid in her technical wrestling prowess, that you can expect her to put on a massive showing. And of the bouts in this Teal League that I'm most looking forward to, bar obviously the first and only ever champion versus champion matchup in IPW being between Natalia and Fallon Henley that we saw as our match of the week for week 1. I'd say Julia versus Henley is a bout that I'm intrigued by. I'm unsure as to if the champ can really predict the unpredictable, as the big time knee strike from Julia connects. She's into the pin as well. Down and not out though is McCool. She kicks out at 2. Julia looking to strike once again. Just an easy grab of the hip and toss of McCool over the shoulders. Picks her up. Spin out slam. And McCool hasn't been able to get going. It's been all Julia. Julia caught. McCool comes charging in. Connects with a big boot of her own. Drops Julia, who's now back through gut wrench position and just tossing McCool across the ring. It's more of an exploder suplex. Has her hooked up, spinning and slamming such an explosive drop there with the slam. Julia very potent with her offense. Has McCool maybe where she wants her. Hammerlock position, oh my word. Dropping McCool rapidly into the mat with that suplex, that hammerlock suplex. To the top goes Julia. The drop zone. Beautiful. The beautiful madness that is Julia. Cannot connect as McCool to the apron she goes. Springboard up and over with that kind of sidekick. McCool can't follow up. Instead caught by Julia, who connects with a big punch to the chest. And a beautiful madness. The Japanese sensation, you name it, she is it. Julia. Dissecting Michelle McCool here. This performance has been epic, but McCool fighting back now. Has Julia up and just face buster. Implant buster, I should say. Back elbow misses. Julia dodges the other strike. Tries to come back, but McCool quicker to the punch. A nice backbreaker there from the Hall of Famer. She connects with the big thrust kick, dropping the beautiful madness to the mat and down for a 2. The frustration started to show from Michelle, who's got Julia hooked up from a deadlift position into the faith breaker. Busts her open, and the faith is sealed in McCool. No. Nearly the result in the favor of Michelle, and that would have been kind of from out of nowhere as Julia caught again. A second faith breaker, plants her. Pin fall complete. There's a simply flawless victory. McCool just weathered the early storm. It's a very AJ Styles-esque match here from Julia. Dominate early, perform well, and then McCool finds the avenue back in and somehow has the ability to utilize a flurry of faith breakers just from out of nowhere. Julia, I'd say unlucky, as this could have been the victory for her. But Michelle comes back, takes over, and ties the top of the division with this victory. An impressive way to end round 3 for Michelle McCool. As we look forward now to rounding out the 3rd round for 2 other women in the Gold League. One of which is an Eradicator. The other a little bit twisted. Both sitting on awkward points.
Here is your winner, Michelle McCool.
But both have a chance to go either top or tied top in this division. The Gold League is where the action happens to be the closest. As Alexa Bliss takes on Rhea Bloody Ripley in the main. Rhea sitting on 5 points. Bliss sitting on 3. And let it be known that a victory tonight puts, well, tomorrow's matches in certainly a better picture, as we will have potentially another star on 6 points tomorrow. We'll get to that. But right now, the attention kind of lays on Rhea Ripley. An awkward amount of points. Looking to really just make it a better place for her. Can she do it? We are about to find out. It is main event time here in the Road to the Showdown. Day 11. It's a epic bout. I'm looking forward to this. Are you? Because the wub wubs are about to kick in. Personally, I prefer her new theme to this one. I also prefer her original. So we welcome...
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Columbus, Ohio, Alexa Bliss.
Hashtag bring back the goddess gimmick. That's all I need to say, really. That Alexa Bliss was epic. This twisted version of her, though, has that unique aura, that feel that she can just dismantle you mentally. Speaking of dismantling you mentally, how about just being completely eradicated instead? Because there's some brutality on its way in the form of Mummy.
And her opponent from Adelaide, South Australia, Rhea Ripley.
Repping the Terror Twins tonight. Ripley looking determined to dominate. The league she's fighting in is filled with dark terrors. And these two, honestly, seem cut from the same cloth. Both eerie in look and feel, but only one can be the creepiest MFer in this tournament. You have to do a lot to really surpass the Demon, Finn Balor, to get that title, but we're not focusing on him right now. We're focusing on these two stars in our main event. Tie up here, center of the ring, the waistlock control for Ripley. But Bliss fights out of it, takes Ripley down into side control. A bout filled with epic precautions here. Set to fill the rest of your evening. As these two really even in that technical wrestling showcase. But Bliss firing out of it with some pretty potent shots. Couple of forearms and now just slingshotting Ripley into the bottom rope. Bliss though caught, but she catches Ripley on the return. They tie up once again. Expect the power game to really favor Rhea here. But right now, it's Alexa winning out in the technical wrestling prowess. Showcasing her skill. Just teaching Ripley some basic grappling. Nice arm drag takedown as they tie up for the third time. Will Ripley overpower Bliss? No! It's Alexa. It's surprising to see Alexa overpowering Ripley as Mommy roll-up attempt here. A quick kick out from Bliss, who reverses the position here on Ripley. Ripley forced to bridge out, backslide into the pin, and it's a 1 count, which forces Alexa to roll out to reconsider her strategy. Oh my word, that was nasty on the outside. Bliss sends Ripley into the stairs. And yeah, we kind of talk about this division as the close brawl for first. There's no real first seed, no real last seed. All sitting with points here. And it's only Stephanie Vaquer who has the potential to turn it around, who's sitting on 1 point. This league, I believe, has had the most countouts, which is shocking to say, as we're up to a 7 count. Ripley rolls in at 8. Oh my word. Imagine this is another count out as Bliss breaks the count at 9, but she's caught. Ripley has her powered up. Bliss uses a sharp elbow to get out the grasp of Ripley. She comes firing through with that kind of forearm smash, that leaping forearm from Bliss. Now, we've seen a lot of interesting things coming out from this playbooks of these women. We've seen tactical count-out victories happening, certainly in Rhea Ripley matches. She's on 5 points thanks to a count-out victory in her opener against Stephanie Vaquer. That's where Vaquer's first and only points come from. But Ripley, you'd expect her to maybe hang with Vaquer in that battle, but no, instead, just split the difference, get the extra point over your opponent. That's the name of the game, is just score more points than everyone you fight. But it's a difficult thing to do, as Bliss goes up top, calling Ripley up to her feet. Rhea is obviously not on 6 points, but she is very realistically undefeated in this tournament. 2 wins to her name, 1 count out obviously, and that's why she only has 5 points out of 6. And this is something that I like from IPW management. You're not rewarding countouts. Countout victories should never be rewarded because it's... Sure, you've probably beaten your opponent enough, but it's cheesy how they tend to do it. And it's why IPW management's smart to only limit the points you get in the win column for a countout victory. As Bliss, oh my word, the blood trickling down the right side of her face there. It looks pretty gruesome. Speaking of gruesome, it could be the end of Bliss's night. Thought maybe Ripley could have gone for a riptide there. Instead, heads up top, comes crashing down with the double axe, but cannot connect as Bliss punches her in the gut. Now sends her running, grabs a hold of a standing STO. Takes down Ripley. Bliss sizing her up, insult to injury, not going to connect. Ripley rolls out the way and instead connects the gut kick into the gut wrench and brings her down with a riptide. Stacks her up into the crumpled position. The pretzel, that's the name of it. Anyway, Bliss fires back. Stays alive in this match. This crowd chants, this is wrestling. Honestly, it is very solid wrestling by both women. A nice toss there by Ripley as Bliss fights back. Cosadora taking down Rhea. And then a just big time forearm. This is vintage Alexa Bliss. Them forearm strikes as a twisted Bliss connects. That came from out of nowhere. Pinfall attempt. RF Kevin down for the 2. As we continue to watch on. Twisted Bliss, not Twisted Bliss. Insult to injury comes through. Bliss finds the shot. That could potentially be the shot to signal the end. Back up top she goes. A second Twisted Bliss in quick succession. Pinfall attempt comes through and Bliss so nearly a sweet, blissful victory. She calls Ripley to her feet again. The forearm shot caught. A headbutt follows suit. Why not add a couple more as Ripley mounting Bliss into a several symphony of headbutts. Fired up Rhea. Smelling blood in the water. Double axe to the back. Bliss rolls out to the corner. Realizing she needs to get space but cannot get it as the reprieve is cut short. Ripley chasing down a wounded animal. Grabs a hold of her but can't connect with that shot. Bliss grabs the boot. And now stunned. Ripley, if she had only waited, could have potentially struck gold with a riptide. But unable to land it as Bliss avoided the shot to set it up. Now Ripley dropkick, nice boot to the jaw. Potentially concussive to Alexa's evening. The second dropkick though goes awry. Bliss to the top. Has Ripley in the drop zone, beckons her to her feet, comes through with a crossbody. And now lining a potential climactic shot up. The DDT hooked up and delivered. The blissful DDT spells the demise of Rhea Ripley. No. A near fall in favor of the goddess. But Ripley has the electric chair position, not going to come through. Poison Rana from Bliss. Just sends Ripley crashing to the mat. Bliss to the second rope. What's she looking for here? A drop kick, lovely elevation on it. The standing senton as well. Insult to injury. A beautiful combo of maneuvers from Bliss as she's got Ripley in the drop zone for a third Twisted Bliss. Ripley is eradicated. Alexa takes down a game Rhea Ripley. This was a solid combination of offense from Bliss throughout this match. She showed up and just shut up. The Eradicator. That is impressive. As Alexa stands up, ties up the point score in the Gold League. 6 or points apiece between her, Liv Morgan, and potentially another woman tomorrow in Mandy Rose if she can win. This Gold League is so combative and close that the action that we're getting like this, anyone's beating everyone. We've said it already tonight, and it is just so truthful. Once again, a great performance here from Alexa.
Here is your winner, Alexa Bliss.
You can see how happy and excited she is after securing it. It's a deserved victory, especially with how bloody she's gotten. Oh my god, it's creepy that she's doing that with the blood trickling down her face. 5-star performance. Speaking of 5 stars, it's a television championship matchup for the future as Roxanne Perez faces the reigning champion Natalya Neidhart. That's about we could potentially see, as we say, in the future, as I believe Roxanne's due a title rematch, as is maybe Chelsea Green, but we'll get to that. Natalya facing off against a difficult opponent. Both women really leading the points. Natalya gets the 6 if she wins, as does Roxanne. So we're getting probably someone sitting on 6 points tomorrow in the Teal League. After that, the Pink League's in action. Jon Moxley versus Gunther. Mox looking to get so many more points than just 2. Whereas Gunther only has 1 better than him. He has the ability to create a bit more of a gap between the bottom stages of the bracket and him. After that, we've mentioned it already. Mandy Rose, Stephanie Vakir, both really wanting the point. Stephanie needs it to go up to 4. Mandy wins. She's tied top in the division. A bit of a flurry of action there that can certainly impact a lot in the road to the Showdown. And lastly, our final bout of round 3 and the beginning of the come down. It's the Cleaner versus the Straight Edge Star. CM Punk, Kenny Omega, security in the building to not allow him to brawl in the backstage area. We don't want another brawl out. Anywho, with that in the books, tonight's action is over. Hi, it's me again. Thank you for joining me. Oh boy. The road to the Showdown gets more and more exciting every day. And tomorrow, you're in for a treat. That's all I'm going to say. And with it, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.